Hello, 5th and 6th. This is your science video for Friday, December 21st. And not December 21st, it's December 18th. 21st is next Monday. But we are going to be doing 2 work text pages. You've got 4 biomes that you're going to be doing in this section. You've got the prairies, the savannas, the deserts. I missed one. Prairies, the grasslands. No. They are both grasslands. So prairie, savanna, desert, and tropical rainforest, which is not in this section. So tropical rainforest will be done in the next section. So you only do the first 3. Okay. Those of you that are not that have a tendency to not watch the video before you do your work, which is fine, but you got to understand that sometimes you're going to be doing things and if it goes past where the reading is, you don't need to do that part of it. All right, we talked about that early in the year, so you should know that by now. So let's go ahead, and you're going to look at the climate, location, interesting facts, and common animals and plants, which you had used before. All right, so deserts. What are deserts like? Do you think of hot, dry places when you think of deserts? Although some deserts are hot and dry, others are very different. Some are cold and covered with snow. Others have rocks and gravel instead of sand. All deserts, though, have one thing in common. They receive very little precipitation. Most get less than 25 centimeters or 10 inches of rain each year. Because deserts are so dry, the temperatures are usually extreme. During the day, the temperature might reach 100 degrees or higher, well, 38 Celsius or 100 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. But at the night, the temperature drops quickly. Sometimes it can even get below freezing. Deserts can be found all over the world. Many deserts are located in tropical areas on either side of the equator. These hot deserts are warm year-round, but get even hotter in the summer. The Sahara Desert, the largest desert in Africa, is an example of a hot desert. Cold deserts have cool winters and warm summers. These deserts are usually located between the tropics and the polar regions. One cold, dry desert is the Atacama Desert in Chile. The Gobi Desert, another cold desert, is located in China and Mongolia. Though these are warmer regions, deserts can at times be found in very cold places. For example, most of Antarctica is considered a desert. Animals demonstrate God's amazing design in living with extreme desert temperatures. The jackrabbit, for example, has large ears that help its body get rid of excess heat. Many desert animals are nocturnal or active at night. During the night, they sleep, or during the day, they sleep. Some desert animals, such as kangaroo rats, burrow under the ground to stay cool. They come out to hunt and eat at night. Other animals, such as rattlesnakes, are most active at dusk and at dawn. Resting during the hot part of the day helps them conserve energy and water. Desert plants can also survive in extreme temperatures. Some have the ability to store water. The saguaro cactus is able to store as much as 757 liters or 200 gallons of water. That's a lot of water if you think about it. 200 gallons of water in one of those plants that you see pictured there, where it has the Sonoran Desert. Those type of cactus is what they're talking about. This water can provide enough moisture for the cactus for an entire year. A plant that can store water in its stem or its leaves is said to be succulent. Desert plants usually have either long, deep roots or a system of wide, shallow roots. Some plants have both. The long, deep roots allow plants to reach water located deep underground. Shallow roots spread out in many directions and get water from the larger area of soil. Plants lose water through the small pores on their leaves and stems. Because of this, many desert plants, such as cactus and aloe, have waxy surfaces that help keep water inside the plant. Some plants have small leaves or only a few leaves. Other plants remain as seeds until the rain comes. Then the plants quickly grow, flower, and produce new seeds while water is available. And so you have here, I have one. It's a succulent. I've had it since the beginning of the school year. Have not watered it one time, and you can look at it. It's perfectly fresh and beautiful. It basically has rocks or something that's glued together in there in the bottom. The care for it doesn't really give me care. It gives me a price that somebody paid for it. They gave it to me. But from what I understand, you don't really need to water succulents very much at all. And you can sort of look at this, and it sort of does have a waxy coat. You can see it's shiny. And so similar to the cactus, not sure how much water this holds, nowhere near as much as the saguaro cactus. But at the same time, it is still a succulent, and so is useful in that way to protect itself from any kind of work. Now, I've messed up because I started with deserts on page 152, so now I've got to go back to page 150 to go to grasslands. So sorry about that. Didn't realize it when I first did that. Grasslands are usually found somewhere between deserts and forests. Some grasslands are flat. Others have gently rolling hills. The main vegetation or plant life is grass. Grasslands also have wildflowers and small bushes, but very few trees. Prairies. The prairie is one kind of temperate grassland. Temperate areas are located between the polar and tropical regions. Much of the central area of North America is covered by wide grassy prairies. Prairies have 4 regular seasons. The winters are usually cold and the summers are warm. Most precipitation on the prairie falls in late spring and early summer. The amount of rainfall is usually low to moderate. A prairie receives about the same amount of precipitation as a coniferous forest does. However, water evaporates faster on the prairie than in the forest. This means that prairie plants do not have as much water available as the trees in a coniferous forest do. Prairies have a wide variety of grasses. Most prairie grasses, though, do not look like grass growing on people's lawn. Instead, prairie grasses vary in height. Some, such as buffalo grass, are short. Others, such as prairie cord grass, can grow over 3 meters or 10 feet tall. The wheat, corn, rice, and rye that we use as food are also types of grasses. The roots of prairie grasses usually are matted together and spread deep underground. This system prevents seeds from trees and other plants from taking root. It also enables the grasses to grow again even after a fire or after grazing animals have eaten them. Many kinds of animals live on the prairies. However, prairies are very open spaces, so animals can easily be seen by other animals that could eat them. To protect themselves, some animals, such as prairie dogs, hide in underground holes. Snakes and birds often hide in the grass. Other animals simply run fast to escape. The pronghorn antelope, for instance, can run as fast as 96 kilometers per hour or 60 miles per hour. All right, savannas. Tropical grasslands are called savannas. They are located in tropical areas of Africa, Australia, South America, and India. The vegetation is similar to that of a prairie. Savannas have a much warmer climate, though. Because savannas are close to the equator, they are hot all year. Savannas have only 2 seasons, dry and wet. Savannas receive anywhere from 64 to 152 centimeters or 25 to 60 inches of rain. Most of that rain falls during the wet season. During the dry season, these tropical grasslands usually receive less than 10 centimeters or 4 inches of rain. The long dry season makes it hard for plants. The grasses and trees that grow in a savanna have to be able to survive through the long dry season. Grasses grow quickly during the wet season. During this time, they store food and water in their roots. Later, during the dry season, the grasses turn brown and appear to die. But the roots are still alive. It's kind of what happens in your lawns around this area during the summertime when we hardly have any rain at all. When the wet season returns, the grasses will grow again. One of the biggest differences between savannas and prairies is the number of trees each can support. Savannas have more trees than prairies do. The trees have special features that allow them to survive the dry season. For instance, the baobab tree found on the African savanna stores water in its trunk during the wet season. During the dry season, the tree depends on the stored water. And so baobab tree is your secret word. And back to science in the Bible there on page number 150, it says, in Psalm 103, 15 to 16, the Bible compares man's life to the grass. Both grow quickly and then are gone. But God's mercy lasts forever. The next verse says, but the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting upon them that fear him. So, fear God. This weekend, you have one more school day and then a party day on the Tuesday. And then you can enjoy your Christmas break. And I hope everything goes well for you and your family. If you're traveling or if your family is coming to visit you, that everything would go smoothly. Have a wonderful day. Have a good weekend. Bye.